Hey everybody, I'm Caitlyn, and this is what it's like to be a passenger for a motorcycle.
Right.
Yeah, like look how low these things come down. Like these need to be a little bit longer, the sunglasses. See? Like,
Yeah. Good to go?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for taking me to work.
Oh, you bet. All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right.
So welcome everyone to Passenger's Perspective. And this is what it's like to be a passenger on the back of a motorcycle, which I myself have only been a passenger one time. It's actually a pretty funny story about I was stuck somewhere in Arizona needing a ride, and my friend Merrick, I asked him if he could pick me up from our friend's house, and he was like, sure, but I'm on the bike, and he was already been out for a while, and it was like November in Arizona, so you know, it was like in the 70s, low 80s during the day, so I had a t-shirt on, but now it was like 12 o'clock at night. It's, you know, cold now, and so yeah, so he had to drive me home on the back of his bike, his SV1000. And the worst part was I had to borrow a friend's hoodie, so this girl's tight little white hoodie, so that looked weird on my little scrawny body. People probably thought he had the ugliest chick on the back of his bike. And then yeah, I didn't have a helmet because he didn't have one with him out, and Arizona doesn't have a helmet law. I don't know if they still don't, but they did at the time. So we could legally do that, but man, it was sketchy. Yeah, it was a little terrifying, that 45-minute ride home, and it was freezing cold, you know, once you're on the highway at 80 miles per hour in a tight little thin hoodie. So yeah, I don't really know what it's like to be a passenger. But Caitlyn has been in the back of my bike for probably about 1,000 miles now. And I have, as you can see, just almost 7,400 miles on my bike since the end of March. So Caitlyn puts a lot of miles in the back of the bike. What are things you like about it?
I guess it's sort of a similar adrenaline rush that you get from being the driver of the bike. So, but I mean, for me, I'm short, so most bikes are too tall for me, so I haven't had the opportunity to actually try riding a motorcycle yet. So hopefully that'll change in the near future. I'll just the rider safety courses and see how I actually like being in control of the bike. But quite frankly, I love it. I love the wind on my face, so I guess my body feeling those random warm and cold patches. You get the random smells. I don't know, it's just very fun. You get to be a part of the element.
So we're taking Caitlyn to work right now, and the nice thing, she works downtown on the weekends. The nice thing about taking her on the bike instead of her taking her car, you know, downtown Nashville can be kind of pricey when it comes to parking. And, you know, on the bikes, we can kind of zip around real quick. Drop Caitlyn off downtown. She doesn't worry about paying for parking. Whee! But eventually we'll get Caitlyn, you know, Caitlyn will try getting her own bike and giving the rider a chance instead of just being a passenger. Which for me is I don't know, I guess I just don't have experience being a rider, so I feel like not having control would kind of freak me out a little bit. But let's talk about that. I mean, So, how scary is it for you being on the back of the bike?
Well, I'm sure if my first time on the back of a bike was in a similar situation to yours, I would be terrified as well and probably never want to get on the back of a bike again. But, you know, I'm sure as long as you trust the person and you are able to be comfortable while sitting on the bike, it's a lot of fun. So our first few times we rode together and I was on the back because you had never driven with a passenger before. And we were both, pretty nervous, and we were both trying to get the feeling of the weight changes and how do I need to shift my weight and all of that. So, but now it's very comfortable.
It's not too big of a problem, really, as long as you're smart about it. I would. Somebody, if you've never been on the back of a motorcycle before, and you might be getting in the back of somebody's motorcycle, I would just say, first of all, wear gear. At least have a helmet for the love of God, but a jacket would be a good idea too. So you have some gear just in case, but also, hopefully that person that's gonna take you on their bike, hopefully they're not trying to showboat and they're gonna ride smart with you on the back. I try to ride really smart when I'm by myself because I don't want to crash. I would like Caitlyn to be more than my girlfriend, so I have to live past, live long enough to see that. So I'm not trying to die young. So I try to ride smart as it is. Making smart decisions, wearing gear. But when I have Caitlyn on the back, I'm just even more focused because I don't want anything happen to Caitlyn. It's one thing if something happens to me, but it's another thing if something happens to Caitlyn. And I can ride very smart and be safe, but you always have to watch out for other cars because they don't see you, and they'll some people drive like jerks, and you gotta watch out for those kind of drivers. But sometimes people just can't see you. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure you might have been in a situation before where you didn't see a motorcycle and gave them a scare, or it gave you a scare. So you gotta be just extra defensive on the bike. But so if you're gonna consider riding on the back of a bike, at someone's bike, make sure that's someone that you trust and your life is in their hands. So they need to be respectful of that. Just as much as you need to trust them, they need to respect that you give them that trust and to not abuse it with any kind of shenanigans. Dangerous shenanigans. The shenanigans are okay, but dangerous shenanigans, different story. And so we got these Cena headsets so we can talk to each other, and that's been really nice because now we can say, hey, I want a break, or
right, we can actually chit chat with each other, or if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm a backseat rider, I'm not gonna lie, and
she has told me to slow down a couple times.
I trust him, but I don't always trust other people around.
Right, you have to compromise a little bit. So I might be riding at a speed that I'm completely safe, I'm fully in control, but if she feels a little sketched out, maybe it's a weird turn, maybe there's heavy traffic and they're doing some sketchy things, she asks me to slow down, I slow down a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. You're still going to get there really quickly. The other nice thing about having the headsets is, last week I took her to work and there was a lot of traffic because the soccer game's going on in Nashville, and she had to call her job and tell them that she might be a few minutes late. Did it all from the helmet.
On my phone.
Yeah, just did it all from the on the bike and through the helmet, and so that's nice. But otherwise, work out a system with your, between the passenger and the rider. You can You know, Caitlyn was before tapping on my shoulders, you know, letting me know that she's climbing on, tapping on my shoulders when she's getting off, so I know when she's dismounting, just because, you know, it changes the balance. So all that was, you know, good to know. Now, of course, we can just talk, but you know, it's good to have some kind of way to communicate with each other, because if you don't have a headset, then you have to just figure something out, you know. Otherwise, you're basically only talking when you're at a stop, which is not enough for me and Caitlyn, because we're gabbers, man. We talk. So it's really nice to be on the bike and be able to talk, because we can point things out. I can be like, oh, did you see that? You know, did you see that over there?
The traditional hands down kind of motorcycle wave. I was just like waving like a spaz to the person. It was great. Great fun.
So, Caitlyn, do you have any advice for rider, or, you know, people who are going to be the passengers in the back of the motorcycle, since you're more experienced than I am? A lot more experienced than I am as far as being a passenger goes.
I don't know what is actual proper, you know, passenger by motorcycle etiquette.
Whatever's safest is what I would say, you know.
I prefer not to wear gloves. I have really small hands, so most of the gloves I've found so far, they're still a little too big on my fingertips, and actually causes me not to be able to grip on him, or we have a little railing on the back. So sometimes I grab onto that, but it causes me not to be able to grip as well, and I feel that's a lot more dangerous than maybe without gloves. Granted, I know that if we do get in an accident, my hands are going to get ripped to shreds. You know, and then to just make sure that you know how to grab onto the person. You know, whether if they like to grab high on their chest, maybe it's low on their waist. Chris has a jacket that happens to have like a little waist belt, so I've been actually holding on to that, and it's a lot more comfortable for me, and I believe for him as well. Honestly, it's kind of a try not to move as much as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to wiggle in a turn. You really don't want to wiggle like when you come to a slow speed. Because oh, here we go, bump. But
you know, but also,
anything
you know,
we have these, their balance, you know.
We have these headsets now, so if I need to readjust, I can at least give him a heads up, like, hey, just so you know, I gotta readjust myself, so he knows and is prepared for it. But if you don't have that, then if you're in an uncomfortable position, then you have to do it very, very slowly, those movements, very minimally. Because, you know, he might be having to do something himself. You know, maybe he sees, you know, a big pothole up ahead, and so he's already shifting weight. And if you shift weight as well, it might completely throw off the bike, and he might have more trouble. He or she might have more trouble.
Yeah, don't make my life difficult.
And don't make your driver's life difficult. All right, so this is my work.
And that was Caitlyn riding on the back of the bike to work. We're in each other's cameras. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're interested in being a passenger on a bike, or you know, wondering what it's like, I hope maybe that gave you a little bit of perspective. But like I said, if you got somebody you trust wants to take you for a ride, you know, go for it. Go for a little ride at first. You know, test the boundaries. If you liked the video, show us some love and subscribe for more.